Welcome to Behind the Lines, coming to you from the socialist, Marxist lines of Washington State. It's a crazy liberal petri dish for the rest of the country, folks. Stay up to date with all the great news right here. It's been a busy couple of weeks on the firearms front and the COVID front here in the good old USA. So what I'm looking at here today is this is in Oregon, and OSHA, the Occupational Safety Health Administration of Oregon, has proposed a permanent rule masking and social distancing indefinitely at businesses, retail, gyms, spas, bars, restaurants, farmers markets, schools, daycare, parks, beaches. They also want to require contact tracing and mandatory vaccination. There is an April 2nd deadline to contact Department of Consumer and Business Services in Oregon to let them know you don't agree with this. And the full proposal can be found at osha.oregon.gov under OSHA Rules Proposed 2021. And these are PDF files. There's several, but they're anywhere from 100 to 165, 200 pages long, but definitely worth the read. So these rules they want contact exposure and vaccination records retained for 30 years. They're going to require employers to cooperate by making its employees and space available whenever a local public health agency or Oregon Health Authority indicate that COVID-19 diagnostic testing within the workplace is necessary. They're also going to require the employer to cooperate by making its employees and space available whenever a local public health agency or Oregon Health Authority indicate that COVID-19 vaccination within the workplace is necessary. Forced vaccinations at your work. If employees who are offered the vaccine decline to be vaccinated, the employer must document that declination. And then it says below this, it is the considered opinion of both the Oregon Health Authority and Oregon OSHA that all individuals should accept vaccination unless it is medically contraindicated. So they also want mandatory mask, face shields, and face coverings for all employees, patrons, and other visitors 5 years of age and older, and 6 feet of social distancing between parties at restaurants, bars, brew pubs, tasting rooms, breweries, wineries, distilleries, stores, childcare, farmers markets, flea markets, craft fairs, barbershops, hair salons, beauty stuff for women, spas, massage, therapy, salons, construction sites, parks, hiking trails, beaches, and boat ramps. Contact tracing and vaccine record keeping on employees and patrons. Let me read that one more time. Contact tracing and vaccine record keeping on employees and patrons at gyms, fitness centers, personal training, dance studios, martial arts centers, barbershops, salons, spas, massage, and therapy. Screening requirements. Each construction employer must implement a system to screen employees and visitors accessing the site using pre-screening checklists consistent with recommendations from the CDC. That's already happening at a lot of government-run businesses or organizations here in Washington. This pre-screening before you can start work. They want to require kindergartners and older to wear masks even outside, confine them to stable groups. They want to require parents or caregivers to drop off or pick up children from staff outside the facility. Require parents or caregivers to wear a mask during drop-off or pickup. Require parents or caregivers during drop-off or pickup to maintain physical distancing when not engaged in handoff of children to staff. And isolate children who remove their mask from others. So this is just a small excerpt of this entire proposal. Like I said, it's about 165 pages. I read through it. They claim that they need to continue these rules even after vaccinations and COVID has declined in case it pops back up, and for safety reasons. And these are permanent, indefinite proposed rules. The 6-foot social distancing that's listed in here isn't even the science that the CDC is purporting now. They've reduced that to 3 feet. But this is something that's flying under the radar. I have a feeling this is going to spread, especially to West Coast states. Maybe not so much other states in the middle of the U.S., but the big blue states are going to love these kind of rules and want to do this. And I don't see anything being talked about. So you need to contact your reps and let them know that these sort of rules are not okay. And aside from this, if you think we're out of the woods yet with all these COVID lockdowns, I wouldn't get too far ahead of yourself. I just saw an article yesterday that King County in the Seattle area, COVID cases are back up 38%, although there's no talk about any new lockdowns, and Washington is continuing to move through its phases to get out of the lockdowns. But something I also haven't seen much talk about is what's going on in Europe right now. They've got this African variant and some other variants that are sweeping through Europe, and several countries are back on lockdown again. The UK, which includes England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales, Ireland, Ukraine, France, Germany, Poland, Italy, all back on lockdowns. So if you think, and these variants are in the US as well, the African variant and the UK variant, which they say are much more easily spread with higher rates of infection. Apparently, even though people have had the vaccine, I don't know, here in the US, they claim the vaccine stops you from being able to spread COVID. So there seems to be a lot of contra-information out there about this whole thing, but I guarantee you in these blue states in the US, if these rates continue to climb, we're going to be looking at lockdowns again here as well. So don't get your hopes up that they're going to give you your freedom back. So once the government takes something away, they don't give it back. So, again, Oregon, if you live in Oregon, I would contact your reps or reach out to OSHA in Oregon and let them know that you absolutely do not agree with permanent rules like this being in place. That isn't following the science. The CDC is saying once you're vaccinated, if you're around other vaccinated people, there's no reason to mask up or anything else. So if you're taking the vaccine, why are you taking it? If it's not going to matter, you're still going to have to wear a mask and social distance. None of this stuff makes any sense. Just another day in the good old USA. Be safe out there, folks. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Behind the Line podcast. I hope you will subscribe to the channel so you can get regular updates. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, I hope you will also like it, share it, and subscribe on YouTube as well. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Spreaker. We're on various other podcast platforms. And you can find me on LinkedIn under John Washington. Again, thank you for listening. We appreciate your support.